So this video deals with the Tempo SlowMo app and a problem that sometimes occurs and how to work around it. The problem basically is sometimes I'll have a track in the Tempo SlowMo app and I'm working with it, and then I'll switch to another track, or I'll download another track, or I'll close the app and do other things and come back. And then when I try to use that original track again, when I click on it, I get a little warning icon saying, I don't know what it says, it's some kind of warning that it's corrupted or can't be played or something like that. So I found a workaround that will keep the files uncorrupted and keep them on the playlist. Basically, the workaround is that instead of opening it directly, the file directly into the Tempo SlowMo app, I first put it in the Dropbox and then upload it from Dropbox into the Tempo SlowMo app. This video is going to be a bit extended because I want to give some details about where files are stored on the phone and how they need to be stored in Dropbox so that this will work. Usually the way I get a file into Tempo SlowMo is first I'll download it, I'll share it, airdrop it from my desktop to my phone. So I'll do that. It's incoming, and then it automatically opens. Now I can take this directly. That means it's now downloaded onto my phone. I can take this directly to the SlowMo app by clicking SlowMo, and it will pop up in the playlist there, but I'm not going to do that yet. We're going to back out, and I want to show where this has gone on my phone. So I'm actually going to close that. Under the Tempo SlowMo app, you see my Files app. That's where it's automatically stored, but it's also stored in a specific location. If you go under Browse, I can search for it, obviously, but I know it's automatically stored in the iCloud drive, the first one there, and then the fourth file is Downloads. That's where it's automatically downloaded to. You see it's the Broadway Rhythm. That's what I've just downloaded. So again, I go back to here, open it, and take it into the SlowMo app. Select More, come down, Tempo SlowMo. And it now pops up there, and I can work with it. But like I said, sometimes doing other things, coming back to it, it's become corrupted. So what I have to do is get it into the Dropbox and then re-upload it from Dropbox to here. Now I'm going to do it this way, but there's another way to go automatically to Dropbox before you go to Tempo Slow. But this is how I go from Tempo Slow. So I click on the disk button up here to save it. From there, you've got the option to email it or automatically to Dropbox. You see it's already got a name there. If you, for some reason, needed to change the name, you could type that in there, but it's already in there. I click Export. It's doing its thing. And now the export is complete. Now, even though it's exported, how I make it permanent is to re-import it. So the one that's still there could and probably would be corrupted eventually. So I need to get rid of that one. Now I close out of the Tempo SlowMo app and I open my Dropbox. Now, I'm in the home screen. A lot of times it will pop up automatically because it's like a recent thing, but I have to find where it ended up, and I created a file for this. I go under Files, and it's under, you see these are recent ones. It's under Exported Files, and you see it's popped up there. Sometimes if you do this quickly, it won't have popped up yet, but you wait a little bit and it will. So what I need to do is get it into a specific file from which I move it to Tempo SlowMo. So I click on those three buttons, click on Move, and then you see it's already selected Tempo SlowMo, but that's because I've recently been using that. If I was doing other things, that might not show up all immediately. So I know that Tempo SlowMo file is stored under the apps. So this one down here, I click on Apps, click on Tempo SlowMo. That's where I want to move this file to. So it's relocating it there. I can go back to Files. Again, this is under Apps, Tempo SlowMo. And I see there were already some here, but you see the top one is now Broadway Rhythm. Now, one thing I actually just discovered when I was working to make this is I thought I could just upload it from here to the Tempo SlowMo app by sharing it. And I thought I could click Share To, and I would come here and do what I did before. But when I do that, for some reason, the Tempo SlowMo is no longer listed. So that reminded me that that's not actually how I do it. I have to close the Dropbox app and reopen SlowMo. So I don't take it from Dropbox into the Tempo SlowMo. I start with Tempo SlowMo and access it from there. So if I want to import from Tempo SlowMo, I click on the music notes icon. You could come from different things, but I know it's the Dropbox. It will access these Dropbox files, and it will pull up the ones that are available in that Tempo SlowMo Dropbox file. I don't remember how I linked that, but anyway, that's how it works. You can see it, Broadway Rhythm is down there. I click on that, and I click Done, and it imports it. And now my experience now tells me that will probably not corrupt again. So that's basically how I do it. I'm going to back up again, though, and I want to show you how I can sort of skip taking it first to Dropbox. Or, I'm sorry, I don't want to take it to Tempo Slow and go. How do I get rid of this? Let's see. Should be able to. Okay. I know this is a bit tedious, but I want to get rid of it from the phone and start all over. So now I've gotten rid of it. So this is how I would go directly to Dropbox. I'll reshare this file. Re-airdrop it. Comes up again. So before I went to share, which I'll still do, and I took it to Tempo Slow from here. But what I'll do is I'll come down to the same list and click on Dropbox. Actually, I think this already gives an option, if I scroll down a little more, to save to Dropbox, so we could do it that way. Okay, and you can see it wants to know where to put it. This time, the Tempo SlowMo is recent, so it's suggested it, but if that were not here, we could click on Apps, Tempo SlowMo, that's where I want it to be, and upload it there. We'll show that in the folder. I don't know why that's like that, but if I go back here, you see it's now in the Tempo SlowMo folder. So again, I can't share it from here to Tempo Slow, but I can X out of that, go to Tempo SlowMo. I want to import, so I go to the music notes, click on the Dropbox, and you see it's now in that list, and I do it that way. And that's, if I've got more time, that's probably how I would do it. Sometimes I have to quickly download something that I need for class in like 3 minutes. So I'll go ahead and put it directly into Tempo Slow. And sometimes even in class, it will corrupt, but I can go back and reload it from the files folder on my phone. But if I have time in advance, I can just share it to my phone and then put it directly in Dropbox and then access the Dropbox from Tempo Slow.